Hello, and thank you for being here. Of course, this is a dream come true. I grew up about 60 miles from here, right across Lake Pontchartrain, and I was dreaming this dream back there growing up on a farm. And it's been a long road, and tonight, this tournament has been amazing, and the performance of these players has been amazing in this tournament. To speak to that just for a second, our overall goal and our theme and what we were going by was faith, because the first team we played when we came here was a very good South Alabama team that had beat us twice. And we had to have faith that we could come beat them because they'd beat us twice. And we shot 9% in the first quarter, and the lowest percentage of our season. But we had faith and pulled that one out. And then only to meet number 1 seed Arkansas State. You had to have faith to beat a team like that, a senior team, a seasoned team. And then today to beat a team that had beat us in the regular season. Actually, it split with them. And they have been here many times. They've been here, I think, 7 of the last 8 years. So faith was our motto. And getting back to your question, you wanted to comment about the game. It goes back to that. It goes back to faith because just as everything seemed to go right for us last night, it seemed like nothing was going right for us tonight. We couldn't find a groove. We couldn't find any defense that we could just lock down in and get stops. We couldn't find an offense to run that we could get just consistently get buckets. I felt more out of sync and more out of the groove in this game than probably any game we've played this second half of the year, since January. So it was a bad feeling. But the faith, because we kept saying, just stay close, keep it close, keep it close. And of course, at the end, what happened, it was nothing that the coaches called or anything like that. I believe it's Ashley Beverly Kelly's faith in the end that she could get the ball in her hands and pull us ahead. And then at the end, I think faith is what made Caitlin go up for the block shot that sealed it at the end.
Questions for Ashley Beverly Kelly? Right here.
Ashley, just take us through those last few seconds before you hit the shot. You know, I think they turn it over in the lane. I mean, just kind of take us through the sequence and kind of what you were seeing and kind of when you kind of rose and shot and kind of made it and your feeling after that.
Well, at this point, I just knew that this was the time for me to take the shot. All the years that I've been here at Troy, I feel like I've shied away from the last shot. And me and Coach Courtney Simmons and Coach Neal, we always talk about don't be afraid to take the shot. And I felt like I had to put my team on my back. And I knew that if the ball was in my hands, it was going to go in. I wasn't afraid of it. And if we were going to lose, then it was going to be because of me. And if we won, it was going to be because of me.
Just talk about that celebration a little bit when you guys knew. Obviously, it came down to the last second, but that was just what was the feeling inside?
I don't know what the feeling was. I couldn't tell if I was crying or if I was laughing. And then my mama just came out of nowhere. She was just like, I know I'm not supposed to be on the floor, but I just got to come hug you because this is what God brought you here for. Coach Rigby, she didn't recruit me. Coach Murphy did the coaches before, but I just feel like I have been a blessing to this program, and Coach Rigby always calls me her blessing. And every girl that's on the team, we all have a story, and I feel like during that celebration, we felt all the stories that we've shared with each other, and we just love each other, and we believed in each other to pull out the game.
Questions for Ashley? Right here.
Coach was just talking about kind of keeping faith even when they're kind of making kind of runs and whatnot. The big run they had in the third quarter, what did you guys do to kind of finally stop that? And I think you closed the quarter on a 10-2 run to get it close into the fourth. How big was that just for kind of just, I guess, continued faith? You know,
it was really big. I can remember me getting my team together, and I was just telling them, we're good, relax. That was my word for last year. And I just kept it with me since then. And when I relax, I could just see more things on the floor. And I just told my team that, and they believe in me.
Questions for Ashley? Ashley, thank you for your time. We dismiss you to go back to your celebration.
Thank you. Love you, Coach.
Be babe.
We will continue with questions for Coach Rigby.
Coach, you talked about you wanted to bring exciting offense when you arrived. can talk about the fact the 2 plays in the final minute, defense, a steal, and then a block shot that got you your championship.
Yeah, of course, we didn't plan on any of that, but it worked out great. I don't think the rest of the game was like we want it to be. It wasn't really exciting, or at least for us, for the other part of the game. But at the end, yeah, it was very exciting, and we're just thankful we came out on the good end of that.
I know every coach has confidence in their team, but are you surprised to be sitting here at this moment? You know, just considering the kind of the slate you faced, you had the top 2 seeds on the last 2 days and everything.
Actually, no. We've visualized it a lot, prayed for it a lot, and again, just believed in what I couldn't see, and you know that anytime any of us would doubt or say a word like maybe this team's really too good, or anybody would say a word that might put doubt, we would all help each other to believe more. And it sounds cliche, but it's really true. It's really what happened this week. Before we left to come here, when we were in Troy, we decided that no matter what, we weren't going to lose faith. And we said, if we get down by 40 points, we're not going to lose faith. And I really do think that helped us in the end. I'm not saying it helped us win the game in the end, but I think it kept us close. It kept us, when so many discouraging things would happen back to back, it kept us close. It kept us fighting.
Questions for Coach?
I can't imagine this game is the type of game you guys like to play. It was a little kind of more slowed down and everything. I mean, just kind of how, as a coach, is that frustrating to watch, or do you just kind of understand that there are some teams that are going to kind of game plan and slow you guys down eventually, and it's just kind of your responsibility to really kind of get that in the mind of the players and kind of play through that and everything?
I mean, Joe Foley is the master of making you slow a basketball game down. He is so good at it. He is... Of course, that's my least favorite team to play in the conference because he's so good at that. And he was successful at it tonight. He slowed us down. Look at the difference in the way we shot last night and the way we shot tonight. We weren't as free. We didn't have free movement. We didn't have options in our offense. It was like whoever got to look at the goal had to take the shot because we didn't have any other options. He's just really good at that. Before I got to be a Division I coach, before I got in the Sun Belt Conference, I had watched him as a coach, and I knew that about him before I got here, that he was going to be a problem. I have a very high respect for him.
Any more questions for Coach Rigby? Coach, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I thought it was a good basketball game. Both teams played extremely hard. It ended up being almost a defensive effort. I thought we did a good job of holding them down. If you'd told me we'd hold them 61, I would have thought we had a shot to win, which we did. But we just had a hard time scoring ourselves. So it was more of a defensive game, and usually we come out on top on those. But you got to take your hat off to Troy. They did a good job too.
Questions for the student athletes? Right here.
Sharde, can you take us through that final 20 seconds after they hit the shot? I mean, what are you guys kind of looking for there? What's kind of the plan there? What type of shot were you guys looking for?
Well, I didn't feel I was open enough, so I felt like, anyway, I saw Mo open, so it was on the person I was seeing. Like, whoever's open, I trusted my teammates to make the shot. I had the faith.
Questions?
Shanity, can you just kind of describe the flow of this game? It seemed like you guys had that big run in the third quarter, and then they just seemed to always kind of have an answer as you guys were trying to kind of pull away. I mean, just kind of what's like playing a game like that where maybe you guys think you're kind of getting control, and they always kind of hit a big shot to kind of get back, I guess.
Well, Troy is a good scoring team, so you never can just relax and think that you have control of the game because they can score a bunch of points quick. So it just was an up and down game for us today.
Questions for the student athletes?
Can you both just kind of, I know it's pretty fresh, just kind of comment on the season as a whole? I mean, it's probably, short of the NCAA tournament, obviously. I don't know if you'll get another game, but just kind of thoughts on kind of from where you guys got it from the beginning of the year to where you are now.
I think we ended pretty good. Just coming from where we started, with 5 freshmen and a JUCO transfer, I think that no one thought that we would make it this far. So I just think that just us working hard and coming together as a team just to make it to where we came, I think we kind of pulled something off. It wasn't what we wanted, but we pulled something off this year.
Same thing.
In Sharde, can you just comment in general on your game today? You've shot the ball pretty well against Troy in the past, this year at least. I mean, just kind of, is there any sort of kind of common thread with that? And just kind of take me through your game, how you thought you played tonight.
I mean, I gave it all I could, but that was it.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Ladies, thank you for your time, and we will dismiss you. And we will continue with questions for Coach Foley.
I know it's always tough to end the season like this and see your players like this, but how proud are you of the way they came together and rolled off that streak there?
Oh, I told them I'm very proud of a group that's probably been rode harder and pushed harder than any group we've had to in a long time because of the, just where they had to start, where we started the season. We were really struggling. Didn't know what we were doing with new kids out there, and we could play well in spurts and then lose it and not play very good defense, and then all of a sudden towards the start they all started getting their repetitions together and playing together, and probably the middle of January it seemed like everything started clicking and they really started playing well together, and never did become a real good offensive bunch, but became smarter. We got our turnovers down, 14, 15 most of the time, where we were at, about around 20. So they got smarter on offense, but their defense really got a lot better, and that's how we won a lot of games. And it gave us the opportunity to win the game today. Our defense was pretty tough today. So, like I say, you hold Troy to 61, and it gives you a chance to win. And, we just couldn't keep a flow on offense, and that's kind of what we've been like all year.
Coach, you decided not to take a timeout in that last possession. Kind of what was going through your mind, or did you kind of want that chaos and your players to sort of make a play out of that?
I'm kind of if you got, usually 10 to 20 seconds and you got a chance to get down the floor, people moving around, and, I thought we had somebody open in the paint, and, the guard didn't see her, but I thought we had a postman in the paint pretty open. And I kept waiting to see if we was going to hit it, and we didn't. And then we hit Mo, and Mo did the best you could. But I just thought usually something will develop better than when you let them get their defense set, try to do something, run something. Usually you get a better shot, I think, in that situation than you do if you try to draw something up, and you don't know if they're going to come back at you with a zone or man. And so to me personally, I've always played that way, and that's what I went with today.
And what adjustment did you notice them make towards the end of that third quarter there? It seems like you guys had kind of all the momentum, and then they hit you with that 10-2 run to end it.
Well, we got a little bit too aggressive. We started forcing to turn it over and force a couple of shots instead of just playing relaxed, using the lead and making 3 or 4 passes and making them work. We took two. We got a run going. We got 2 over anxious and kept trying instead of just relaxing a little bit and playing just let them work a little bit, and made a couple of bad turnovers and took a couple of bad shots and gave them the opportunity to get back in it.
After they'd kind of turned the game around in the second quarter and had the lead, what did you tell them at halftime that sort of ignited that 17-4 run?
Well, I thought that, defensive-wise, we got through the half without getting any deeper foul trouble, so we came back out. I felt like we could be aggressive again. Usually, offensively, we pick it up a little bit in the second half. I never thought our post players really got in the flow of the game today, and that's our strength. And I never thought they really got to go in today. And I thought KP was a little reluctant, to where she's been playing pretty tough in there. So we kept trying to pound it in there a little bit, and we never did really get it going. And that kept us even more kind of out of sync.
They're a tough matchup for you guys. Have been for about 3 years or so. I mean, just kind of what obviously it's the style, but I mean, just kind of what is it that kind of makes them tough to play against, I guess?
Well, they're a good ball club. They score so well from different positions. They spread you out. But last year I thought we did a good job against them. Scoring, because we could score last year, so it's a little easier. This year it's just pretty tough for us to score most of the time. So if we can hold them down, we're still going to struggle to get to the points that we need to beat them, and because they're going to get 60 or so, but that's way below their average. So it's just a tough matchup because they score that well, and we have a hard time scoring points. So.
Do you think you guys have any more games left? And if not, I mean, do you think you'll have the opportunity to play any more? And if not,
Are you talking about the NIT?
Yeah, or any of those other tournaments. Have you guys thought about that at all? Or?
NIT would be the only thing I'd be interested in. I'm not interested in playing those other tournaments. I've never, our program's got to where, it's usually NCAA or, NIT. So if we're not getting invited, I'm not interested in paying to play. So,
And if not, you kind of touched on it earlier, just kind of the season into perspective, just kind of from where you guys got to kind of where you guys started to kind of where you eventually got to at this point.
I think this group reached their potential. I think that that's all you can ask out of any group. I think this group, may even exceeded their potential a lot of time. I thought they played extremely hard. I thought they stuck together well. I thought they pushed each other, and they knew we had a hard time scoring. There's some limitations, but they didn't let that stop them from winning games. So, to me personally, of all the groups I've coached, this group may have overexceeded more than most groups I've had.
Questions for Coach Foley?
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Coach.